Putting together your new gas engine log splitter is easy. We're going to be assembling a 28-ton model today, but these instructions will work with the GB Series 25-ton, 30-ton, and 35-ton. This video will be used as a supplement to the assembly and operating instructions in your owner's manual. Please read and review all instructions before you begin. The first step will be to unpack the box. You'll use a 14mm wrench to remove the bolts at the bottom holding the metal crate to the base. There's no need to remove any of the other bolts. It'll take 2 people to lift the crate in one piece and set it aside. Next, use scissors or a knife to cut the straps holding the machinery components in place. Inspect all components, assemblies, parts, and accessories, and identify all the parts on the packing list. If any parts are damaged or missing, please call customer service before proceeding. The number is 800-780-2677. Use your owner's manual to identify each of the hardware kits, which are pre-sorted for assembling specific parts of your log splitter. Arrange the tools you'll need and assembly hardware on a clean surface. Use the pry bar or a claw hammer to remove the plywood supports securing the beam and tank assemblies to the bottom of the crate. Now you're ready to attach the fenders to the fender supports on the reservoir tank assembly. Use the hex head bolts, flat washers, and lock nuts in the hardware kit marked number 1. Attaching the tongue assembly is next. Set the beam between the upright metal plates on the reservoir tank and secure it with the hex bolts from hardware kit number 3. To attach the wheels, position the wheels onto the axles and screw on the castle nuts. Simply finger tighten the castle nuts. Insert the split pin into the slot of the castle nuts and the hole in the axle. Twist the dust cap onto the wheel and tap it into place using a rubber mallet. Your tires arrive pre-inflated, but check the air pressure prior to use. Attach the wiring harness. Mounting the engine and pump assembly is extremely easy. The engine and pump assembly are already put together prior to shipment. Use the hardware kit from number 5 to place and secure the engine and pump assembly to the engine mount plate on the reservoir assembly. Use 2 wrenches, one to hold the upper bolt in place while you tighten the nut on the undercarriage. The beam lock installation is next. You'll use the rest of the hardware from kit number 3 to attach the beam lock to the tongue. Now you're ready to upend the beam assembly. This is a 2-person operation. Once the beam assembly is stable, lift the tongue and roll the reservoir tank assembly into place. Position the tongue and tank assembly so that the beam support bracket is between the 2 tabs on the beam. Slide the clevis pin through the aligned holes and secure with the spring clip. Connecting the hoses comes next. Attach the oil suction hose first. After you've cut the straps securing the 2 hoses to the beam, hand thread the connectors matching the numbered labels to one another. Tighten using a 32mm wrench or an adjustable wrench. Finish this step by screwing the filter body onto the bottom of the filter cover. To rotate the beam assembly into the horizontal position, disengage the vertical beam lock. Then carefully lower the beam assembly to rest on the tongue and jack stand assembly. Rotate the control handle up from beneath the valve on the handle link. Remove the clevis pin and bow tie cotter pin from the valve, then use this hardware to secure the handle in place. From this position, we can also install the log tray and dislodge assemblies. Use hardware kit number 6 to secure the log tray and dislodge assemblies to each side of the beam assembly. The M12 hardware is used up above, and the M10 hardware is used to support the plate below. Your Boss log splitter is delivered to you without motor oil in the engine or gas in the tank. Please fill it with the types of oil and gas that are specified in your owner's manual. The log splitter is shipped with a container of hydraulic fluid, which will be enough to fill the tank. Check the fluid levels every time you use the machine. Low engine oil or hydraulic fluid will cause damage to the pump during use. For detailed directions for refilling hydraulic fluids, refer to your owner's manual. Lubricate the beam area with engine oil before your first use of the machine. Do not use grease to lubricate the beam. Your log splitter assembly is complete, so now it's time to start splitting logs like a boss. Here are a few final tips. Always check the tightness and condition of the bolts, nuts, welds, clamps, hoses, and wedge. Number 2, ensure proper hydraulic levels in the tank and fill as needed. Number 3, make sure that the machine is on a stable, level surface. If you have questions while assembling or operating your Boss Industrial Log Splitter, our customer service department is here to help. Give us a call at 800-780-2677. Thank you, and enjoy splitting logs like a boss!